It's Thursday, October 31st, and you're listening to The Geek at Geek News Central, the longest continuously running tech podcast. This is show number 903, sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com. Geek News Central is brought to you tonight by GoDaddy. Their website builder makes it easy to create your own website, put your own business online, and find new customers. Choose from hundreds of customizable designs, and you're on your way. Website Builder even includes a free domain name, hosting, and 24/7 support. It's go time. Visit GoDaddy.com and enter promo code WSB5 to get Website Builder for just $1 a month. Some limitations apply. See site for details. Geek News Central is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. Tonight we talk a little bit about Tap, 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 Tap. You guys know what comes next. Strap in. Here it comes.
All right, people, I need a go, no-go for the Geek News Central podcast. Digital archive recorders.
We're go fly.
Microphone.
We're go fly.
Video feed.
Go.
Web browser.
Go.
RSS data stream aggregator.
Go fly.
Interflux Toddism suppressor.
All right, I'm confused.
Host readiness check.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
The Geek News Central podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. Cue Todd in
5,
Button, who's got the button?
4,
There is no cause for alarm.
3,
Everybody hold on to something.
2,
Just press the button.
1.
Showtime.
Aloha and welcome to Geek News Central, coming to you as live as it can be from the beautiful state of Hawaii via the Geek News Central studio overlooking Greater Honolulu. Hey everyone, welcome to the show, and kind of an interesting evening. It's Ghost and Goblin night. Halloween is raging outside. The kids are up and down the street. My youngest is with mom walking around. The oldest is being a teenager. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But hey, everyone, welcome to the show. Of course, I want to say hello to all of our longtime listeners and viewers, the Ohana, all those of you that are longtime fans of the show. Thanks for being here. Those are, of course, all of you are part of the family here at Geek News Central. So thanks for being here. And, of course, if you're new, checking out the show for the very first time, we want to welcome you with wide open arms and hope that you'll stay a while and get subscribed to the show. You can go over the website. It's real easy. And, you know, when you're over at geeknewscentral.com, you find a place there to subscribe to the show. You also find a link to the newsletter so that you can get signed up, so that you deliver. We get all our basically show notes delivered via email, via the newsletter. And, of course, you can always get the show notes at gncshownotes.com / and this is show 903, so gncshownotes.com / 903. But you'll find all kinds of great content there. The great writers at the website are putting up content on a daily basis. So definitely get subscribed to all the content, the Gadget Professor, Robot Underpants, our special media feed, our new media show, and, of course, the blog as well. So there's lots of stuff there for you every day, so definitely come over to the website on a regular basis. If you're not watching the show live tonight, which we're up on YouTube, which the majority, 99.999% of you are not, we want to encourage you to check us out on the Roku, on the Boxy, Samsung Smart TV, Google TV, Chromecast, really any place you can watch the show on any form of glass, whether it be a tablet, iPad, an iPod, or even your Android device. Don't worry, you can watch the show at any time through your favorite podcatcher, or just come to the website and click and play. Listen or watch really anytime, 24/7. Of course, we're members of the Tech Podcast Network, all family safe shows over there at techpodcast.com, so definitely check them out as well. Hey, you want to thank GoDaddy for being a sponsor here, and boy, I really, when my rep emailed me yesterday, and he basically said, hey, Todd, here's the November offer, and it was just a single offer, and I was kind of surprised because typically they'll send over a combination of things. But what I think's going on is all the other deals that we've been announcing, so far as I know, are still good, and I'll be double-checking those codes and making sure they're fine. But they sent me over something that is just incredible. I mean, really, really incredible. We got let me bring it up here in the email. So what they're doing is they're going to give you, and this is for their website builder product, And their website builder product is designed for small businesses. It's designed for people that are looking to acquire new customers. And here's the incredible part. It's going to be $1, just $1 a month for 12 months. So that's $12. Now, hold on. Now, this, you cannot beat this. So it costs you $12, right, for a year. And you also get a free domain name with this. Now, through the end of this year, $12, you get the website builder and a free domain name. So just, even if you don't even use the website, I mean, my God, it's an incredible deal. And I'm like, I replied back to him. I said, you guys must have incredible retention. How can you afford to do this at this price? It's really an amazing deal, considering that a normal domain is like $8.49 or something like that. If you're not getting any special deal, it's like $8.50. So really what you're getting there is $6, $6.50 or $5.50, whatever it is there to make up the difference to get to, actually not even that, $3.50. Excuse me, my upper level math here. $3.50 to get a year's worth of their website builder. And I'm going to provide in the show notes tonight some testimonials. I'm going to show you some examples of some business sites and even turn you on to a demo. And it's really amazing. It really is. This is an incredible deal. So we haven't updated the website at Geek News Central yet, but you'll find this deal. You'll find the link to it. Basically, it'll be in the show notes tonight, and it'll be on Geek News Central here after the show as well, geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. Of course, all our other deals are still cruising too. If you come over to the website and really just scroll down the page and see if I can actually make this happen here, you'll find the GoDaddy link. You click on that, and that's going to take you in. It's going to show you all the promotions. This still says October. I'll be changing this promotion up to November, keeping what stuff is still going. And then, of course, all of the everyday non-expiring stuff as well is going to be available. There is a deal there for everyone. And really, with their change of focus, getting rid of the jiggle and focusing more on business and focusing on really what's important, I think this is a winner. And, if you don't know a friend with a business, you can afford to help them out by, a $5 investment, buying them a website for their business and a domain name. It's just incredible. It really is. It's a great deal. So anyway, we'll be talking more about this as we move through the month. But happy Halloween, happy November. That's a great deal from GoDaddy, and we want to thank them, of course, for being a longtime sponsor here. And supporting the show. So that's just an absolutely amazing deal, and we hope that you'll check it out. I'm shocked. I thought last month the $1.99 regular economy hosting, this isn't the website builder, but their $1.90 economy hosting was a great deal. This is just incredible. It really is. And they pulled out all the stops, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me go through the rest of my notes here on what I've got tonight for you. Let's see here. Let me walk through this. I've got a senior in the house. I have to kind of talk kind of quiet here. Got a senior in the house, and oh my God, hair is on fire. It's all about the social thing. It's getting ready for college. It's getting applications in. There's a lot of pressure that these kids are under. And of course, we live, our transit time of taking kids to school back and forth is a total nightmare right now in Hawaii. The traffic situation is just incredibly bad. And so, our friends are in one part of town, we live in another, and, just the transit time to get from one location to another. If there's no traffic, it's like 20 minutes. But there's always traffic, it seems, and you're like an hour from anywhere. So it's really a pain. So, she's going through some challenges. I feel bad for her. It's tough. It really, really is, at this point. And, it's just the way it's going to go, I guess, for now. And just keep our fingers crossed. Everything turns out good. Okay. podcast awards voting. That all kicked off tonight. Flipped the switch. They had a couple of small technical problems. The website guy is at a concert tonight. So he said, Todd, I'm going to check the site about 2 a.m. Eastern. I'm like, okay, I'll leave you an email. And I found a couple of small things, but we're open for voting. So voting is open, and voting closes on November 15th. So go over there and vote for your favorite podcast. And you can vote every day. So voting's open now. Hey, on Saturday, we're going to have Callie Lewis on from geekbeat.tv. She's going to be joining us for the new media show. So Rob and I will be interviewing her on Saturday morning starting at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, right here at Geek News Central. So keep that tied in. Hey, we have made a little advancement on our crowdfunding, and if any of you are responsible for the tick-ups and the amounts that we've collected here in the last couple of days, thank you so much for your contributions to our crowdfunding initiative. And I tell you, going a little slower than what we had hoped for, but we really didn't know what kind of traction we were going to get on this thing. Jeffrey's been doing some work on the website to make some improvements. It has some facts, and our store's about ready to open up. You'll be able to see the T-shirts you're going to be able to get and all that stuff. So go over to bit.ly/TPN crowd to check out the crowdfunding campaign. And I'll have a link up that in the show notes tonight as well. And really, $25 is going to get you a fantastic T-shirt. Content creators, you're going to be able to get in and really have some great exposure at CES at the $100 level. And remember, if you are a Geek News Central listener and you donate $100, I'm going to have a special gift for you at the end of the campaign. If you contribute $500, if you are a business, you're going to get a free ad on this show basically for about a month. So we want to hope that you'll contribute and get some exposure here on Geek News Central. Hey, we've had still some 900th anniversary show winners not contact Sam. So send him an email at insider@geeknewscentral.com. Again, insider@geeknewscentral.com. We've only had one person, so reach out. We've got 2 more winners to get hooked up with. So make sure you do that. If you haven't communicated with Sam at insider@geeknewscentral.com, please do so right away, okay? We will make sure everyone gets their prizes. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the content. I got a bunch of stuff in the stack tonight, and kind of an interesting evening of content. As I was going through stuff, I think everyone was really in a hurry all across the United States today to get home. I know that they were here in Hawaii tonight. But more important, you guys know that I've been playing Ingress. It's been a game that I've been playing here for a while. Playing on the Resistance. I'm a proud Resistance member. But those of you that have Android devices, Ingress is no longer requires an invite. And you can basically get on Ingress and start playing it. For me, it's been great exercise, a stress reliever, been able to get out, have a little fun, take the kids with me and do it. It's been good. So if you're behind the computer playing a multiplayer game or something like that, get out from behind the computer, get out on the street and start using your Android device and playing Ingress. There's hearing rumor that there might be a iPhone version coming sometime next year. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. It's a lot of fun. It's a great game to play. And really, there's more to the story, but if you have comments or questions, feel free to email me. Okay, there was an interesting admission by Time Warner. They lost a bunch of subscribers and they're claiming it was because of the CBS fiasco. And I don't know, by the numbers that they lost, I don't know if that's truly the whole reason. So they had 117,000 customers drop, and 24,000 broadband customers also jumped ship, and they're saying this year. Now, that's not a lot for a whole year. So Time Warner is going to be upping the speed of their internet service as a way to entice customers to return, as well as keep the current subscribers happy for putting up with the company's shenanigans. So Time Warner is announcing that they're going to be doubling their Ultimate 50 customers, and I'm not an Ultimate 50. I'm a like a Super 30 or something like that, because you get 50/5 or 30/5, and I really don't need any more down. I need more up. So, but if I upgrade to the Ultimate 50, they're saying that customers in Los Angeles, New York City, and Hawaii will get a boost to 100 megs down. Now, that kind of surprises me, because I'm going to say this very quietly because I don't want the Time Warner folks to hear this in Hawaii. They have no competition in Hawaii. They are it. We have DSL, and the cable company is actually bringing in, the actual telco is bringing in a triple play where you can get wired cable, but it's nowhere near as fast as Time Warner stuff. And you can't get it separated. You have to buy the triple play in order to get the telco service. So we will see where this goes. But if you're an Ultimate 50 customer, you're going to get 100 megs down if you live in New York City, Hawaii, and Los Angeles. And I'm shocked that we're going to be one of the first to get this. And, because we're so far away from the mainland, there's really a challenge there, because even if you get 50, you're still that much, speed of light wise, you're still, in relative terms, farther away than if you're, in somewhere in LA trying to reach a server up in San Jose. It's just less switches you have to go through. And that's really kind of the, where the slowdown happens, is the more hops you have to make, things slow down. So we will see where this is going to happen. But starting November 1st, Time Warner Cable's also replacing Light Internet tier with a 2 meg offering priced at $14.99 a month. This new offering will come at double the speed of Time Warner Cable's current Light tier, and will begin to be offered on November 4th in all markets. So you're going to get a boost too. So I don't know. I think it's an extra for me. I'm already paying, I think, $84. No, more than that, because we're on the commercial side. It's quite a bit more to go to the Ultimate 50 site. So we'll see where this leads, but I really don't need 100 megs down. I'd like to have about 20 up. That's what I'd really like to have, but they're only going to keep it 5 megs up max. So that's some news out of Time Warner. All right, let's talk a little bit about the tap, tap, tapping that's been going on. Of course, big news yesterday was the articles that were all over the internet talking about this new round of, stuff that the NSA is doing, allegedly doing. And, it's kind of an interesting situation here, because really at this point, there's really nothing else for them to get. They got it all, if this is truly the case. At this point, I think would you hate to be like the public affairs officer over there? You come to work every morning, it's like you get smacked in the face for something new. One thing for sure is Snowden, it depends on your thought process on him. He will either go, if you think he's done well, he will go down as the biggest hero in the space, or he will, in my opinion, he will go down as the biggest traitor in the space. And in really, what it all boils down to is, and I know, let's leave the semantics aside of what is transpiring. There is going to be an incredible amount of money that they will have to spend in order to undo or take things to the next level, to undo the damages that he's inflicted. Anytime, irregardless of what side of the fence you're on this, folks. Okay, just so I just want to kind of come down the middle at you with this. No matter what happens, when there is a major breach, the amount of money that has to be spent to fix it is incredible. Now, back in the day, many, many years ago, there was this guy by the name of Walker, and he sold secrets to the Soviets. And it was a lot of stuff that was involved with cryptology and submarine secrets. And it was just, what he did was very devastating to not only the military but the Navy and so forth. And he, basically it was bad. He had his son involved, and for a long time he's been like king trader, king impactor #1. But now the other stuff that continues to come out every couple of weeks is Snowden's release. What else does he have, and what else is going to be revealed? Because it's just like the hits keep coming, right? And every time it does, irregardless on where you may think about this politically or from a personal standpoint, just remember that your taxpayer dollars, especially if you're an American citizen, your taxpayer dollars is going to be now ratcheted up to fix what he has undone. And in a long form, they'll be less effective at doing what they do. And it's pretty scary because, and as I've said in past, you have to remember that the folks that, whether you like what's happened or not, and I'm trying to play, trying to just give you guys some perspective here, is that the people that work at that organization are our neighbors. They're true red, white, and blue. They do their jobs. They are very trustworthy, except for this guy, obviously. But, and they do things, and some people will disagree with me wholeheartedly on this, and I understand that. But, I hope that all of them follow the rules that are in play and put against them, and that they follow the law. I hope they stay within the law of what they're allowed to do and not do. And we can only, based upon, and some people are saying we can't trust the government. I think to a certain extent we have to. We have to do that. We have to trust Uncle Sam, irregardless of, in this particular instance, that, they're trying to keep America safe. Now, that's not to say that it's not going to piss a lot of people off. It's going to. A lot of people are going to be very upset, and a lot of people are going to change services that they use. And, there's just a whole bunch of, there's a whole bunch of stuff that probably people are going to react to, and along with other governments, and we've seen some of that in the news. So it's a very troubling time for, that organization having these issues. And, what's next? What's going to be revealed the next go around? Who knows? So it's just and then what does Google do? What is in Yahoo? How do they respond to this? I can only imagine what happened in those corporate headquarters and the upper echelon of there. That probably says break out the checkbook and fix this, and encrypt in traffic and do it. So there's going to be this. I'm sure a very fast reaction and probably some changes to the way data is moved around and so forth. And I'm sure many of you have very, very strong opinions on this, and I'd love to hear your thought process on this, but. From my perspective, I don't know how come this guy's still. I'm just surprised. Again, I'm surprised that this guy's still alive. I'm surprised that someone hasn't put 2 bullets in the back of this guy's head. I'm just shocked that it hasn't happened. Now, maybe, he gave all of his stuff to the Washington Post and the Guardian, and he doesn't have nothing anymore. Who knows? But I think he will go down. And again, some of you are probably praising this guy, and some of you are shaking your head. Wherever you may fall on the spectrum, one thing for sure is he has violated the trust that was given to him, and he is, in my opinion, the damage that he is doing is unforgivable. It's and some of you think but you got to understand, you guys know, I used to be in the Navy, and there's a certain amount of, a lot of loyalty there from that level of understanding. And as much as some of the stuff I see goes, I look at it just like you guys do. I'm like, wow. It makes you go, a lot. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I'm sure all of you have a great opinion about this. There's an article over in Tech Dirt talking about saying it could be level 3 is where the weak link was. That was something that Tech Dirt speculated on. The New York Times has an article talking about state legislatures around the country are facing obviously growing public concerns about the collection and trade of personal data, and a rush to propose a series of privacy laws from limiting how schools can collect student data to deciding whether the police need a warrant to track cell phone locations. So, there's been over 24 privacy laws already passed this year in more than 10 states, in places as different as Oklahoma and California. Many lawmakers say that the news reports of widespread surveillance have led to more support for bills among them. Now, so the states are doing stuff independently, but at the same time, Senator Dianne Feinstein has basically showed off a draft of a reform bill that's really more about the status quo. The folks at Ars Tech did a review of and says this is more about protecting them and not really making a change. And but there's definitely one thing that's happening. The senators are probably getting a lot of heat. Their phones are ringing off the hook, and there's a showdown that's brewing on this. And we'll see where this leads. So, we have the Patriot Act. And until they change that, until they change other rules and some of the presidential authorizations, I don't think anything's going to change. But I do think there's a showdown brewing here. And so both sides of both parties are reacting in oftentimes unexpected ways. What you expect to come out of one person's mouth is one thing, and what you hear of another is another. But we'll see that they're probably getting a lot of calls from folks like you that are making your opinions known one way or the other. But for one thing's for sure, in certain circles, Snowden is is going to be have legend status. He really is. And in other circles, he's probably going to be the most hated man known. So there is definitely two sides of the fence on this thing, and from an opinion standpoint, and I understand where people are coming from both for sure. All right, switching gears here. Let's talk a little bit about Google Glass. As I talked about in the last show, matter of fact, I've got my charged Google Glass right here. I was wearing him today. I'm very happy that Google has announced a new design, and I'm going to be able to do a trade-in to get basically an updated version of the latest Google Glass. Haven't been given the details on that, but it's coming. So what's going to happen is that I'm going to be able to give away three pairs of glasses. And I think they're going to cost the same amount. So if you want to become an explorer and be on the early rollout of this, all you got to do is send an email to insider@geeknewscentral.com and let us know, and let Sam know that you're interested in becoming one of the people that's going to be on the list. And you don't have to go to any place to get them. You're going to be able to order online. They're going to deliver them to you. You're going to pick your color. They're not hard to set up. You're going to be able to do that right from the comfort of your home. You're not going to need to go into a Google store. But you can be one of the cool cats and be one of the early adopters and get Google Glass. So, if you're thinking about it, you can do that and get signed up and send me an email at insider, again, @geeknewscentral.com. Tell Sam that you're interested in becoming one of the folks that get glass, and I'll definitely keep you on the list. Now, I don't normally wear the shades inside the house. And actually, I'm looking forward to getting the version with the prescription, because it's been one of my major holdbacks of using glass. So if you want to get glass, all you got to do is email insider@geeknewscentral.com. Okay, so switching up here, Comcast. Let's talk about them a little bit. There's a mayor race going on in Seattle, and he wants to bring gigabit fiber to Seattle. Well, Comcast is donating heavily to defeat this mayor. This is kind of a shocking thing that they would actually basically go out and I'm turning glass on here. It wasn't on. It's pretty shocking that they're actually going out and basically supporting his opposing candidate. It just kind of surprised me a lot, but they've donated to his campaign and trying to his opponent's campaign, and trying to not allow him to be one of the candidates or win this campaign, because he doesn't want them to bring fiber to Seattle. But appears that Comcast has been donating to a PAC that is supporting the opposing candidate. And so they've done it a number of times and spread money out all over the place. Let me take these off. I think we lost the battery charge on them already. I had them on pretty much all day today. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. But they're trying to stop. So I guess if you're in Seattle and you want fiber, support this other mayor candidate. Hey, Google announced the Nexus 5 today with Android 4.4 on sale for $349. It's all over the web. And the Google-backed LG manufactured Nexus 5 is a reality. And after countless rumors, it's basically on the street here and available. And it's going to have the KitKat version of Android. And if you haven't seen it, I'll bring up a picture from Engadget here. Bring up some of the images so you can take a peek. Those of you that are watching, but pretty thin around the edges. Nice big screen. Looks pretty sharp. Typical Android interface. Nothing too extraordinary. The keyboard on it looks vaguely familiar. I like the buttons on it are a lot bigger, which is nice. Some of the problems I've had with my Android devices is the buttons haven't been big enough. It talks about the camera with a flash, of course, and of course it's obviously tied to your Google account, and then volume up and down button on the side, and so place for a memory stick to go in, and of course a standard mini jack for charging. So overall, $349, and you're going to be able to use it on Sprint, T-Mobile, and AT&T. No Verizon though, so just be aware of that. No Verizon model. So those are your choices, and I don't know what the reason is for no Verizon model. So we'll see. It's only available in two colors, black and white. All right, something more serious. And this is for all of you that are using both Mac and PCs, like I do here in the studio. There's this new malware that got everyone beyond freaked out. This is like a super duper triple whopper strain of bacteria. And what this is doing, this new malware out there is called Bad BIOS. It's a mysterious Mac and PC malware that jumps air gaps. It basically moves around pretty effortlessly between Wi-Fi connections, via the internet, and it goes in deep. I mean, like root level deep, and messes with your BIOS and a variety of different things. This thing's been on the street for a while, and just recently some of the details of this thing coming out. If you get infected with this on your network, you're going to have to bring all of your machines down to base level and completely reformat them and restart them fresh. And if you've got stuff stored in the cloud, This thing like embeds itself there and can come back. I mean, it's bad, bad news. But basically, this thing was able to move throughout the network and infect other machines when their power cords and Ethernet cables were unplugged and their Wi-Fi and Bluetooth cards were removed. And yes, this thing is down deep, but it basically can enable stuff that you have turned off. It can turn on at the BIOS level. And this is, it's not like you can stop it from spreading. It really gets down in the guts of the computer. And this guy for 3 years and his team have been unable to remove this strain of bacteria, this malware. They basically said we go through all our networks and get everything cleaned up, get the machines pristine, and then within a couple of weeks, this behavior starts showing up that this thing is back on the network. And it's because it's hidden itself somewhere, or someone had it on a USB stick and came back and plugged it in, and it basically jumped back on the network. He says, we had an air-gapped computer that just had its firmware BIOS reflashed, a fresh disk drive installed on it, and zero data on it, installed from a Windows System CD. At one point, we were editing some of the components, and our registry editor got disabled. It was like, wait a minute, how can that happen? How can the machine react and attack the software that we're using to attack it? He said, this is an air-gapped machine, and all of a sudden the search functions in the registry editor stop working when we're using it to search for their keys. So this guy's taken to Twitter, Facebook, Google+, to document his investigative odyssey and share a theory that's been captured the attention of some of the world's foremost security experts. The malware, he believes, is transmitted through USB drives to infect the lowest levels of computer hardware, with the ability to target a computer's basic input-output system, the BIOS, and unified extensible firmware interface, and possibly other firmware standards. The malware can attack a wide variety of platforms, escape common forms of detection, and survive most attempts to eradicate it. But the story gets even stronger. He posted another theory that sounds like something from a post-apocalyptic movie. He says, bad BIOS has the ability to use high-frequency transmissions passed between computer, speakers, and microphones to bridge air gaps. So it's actually using the speaker and the microphones on the computers to move across. Now, this is pretty incredible. And people are starting to question, okay, is this really a real deal? Are you making this up? But this guy works at CanSec West, and he's basically in charge of PAC-SEC conferences and the founder of Pawn to Own hacking competition. And he's obviously a target to state-sponsored spies and financially motivated hackers. But he's no more attractive than 100,000 of his peers. So who knows where this is going to lead, where this is going to go? But this could be the start of something really, really bad. Now, there has been some development on this where they're saying that there could be some sort of buffer overflow in the way the BIOS is reading basically the system, and basically reprogramming the flash controller to basically adding a section to BIOS table. And but they're in deep on this thing. And if this gets out in the wild, we're all screwed. And to what reason this software is working, we don't know. But time will tell. So anyway, I have the link up in the show notes. Fascinating read. Probably the read of the night. I'll have it up for you to check out. Over in Gizmodo, they're saying swarms of drones will be macking the world all by themselves in no time. And basically, drones can do maps. And they can make 3D maps of mountains and woods and forests and all kinds of stuff. So we know that some drones mapped the Matterhorn in stunning detail that was used in games, specifically in the Grand Theft Auto. But we know that the National Science Foundation recently invested in technology that makes it easier than ever to create 3D maps, not just of mountains, but of any landscape using nothing but a drone and a point-and-shoot camera. It's called EcoSynth, and it's specifically geared towards folks like ecologists who have long had a hard time gathering massive amounts of data about the land they're studying. So these new camera-equipped drones can do it with a push of a button and put together pretty quick. So pretty cool stuff here, and who knows where we're going to go with Google Maps and so forth in the future. All right, the F-35 Alpha became a full-fledged weapon system today. The F-35 fired its first air-to-air missile, and everything went off as planned, and it was able to track the drone. They didn't let it blow up the drone. They blew the missile up just prior to impact, but everything tested good, and the drone lived to fly another day. But the first F-35A air-to-air shot went off with success. So your taxpayer dollars at work there for folks that live here in the United States. All right, Firefox plugin blocker slams into beta, but don't jump for joy here. Basically, with its latest beta release, the Mozilla Foundation has taken a step towards making it click to run the default behavior for all plugins in Firefox. Outdated plugins are a big source of security vulnerability, so this feature will ensure users are safe and Firefox runs smoothly, the Firefox team said in a blog post today. Under the new system, instead of automatically running plugins when a page opens, Firefox will replace that content with boxes warning the user that the required plugins may be vulnerable to exploits. The content will only be displayed if the user explicitly activates the plugin, each a potential infection vector for malware. So I'll have a link up in the show notes on that for you to check out, and basically the folks at Firefox working to improve security. All right, if you live in Tennessee, police are basically trying to catch truckers texting. Kind of hard when you're in a cop car beside them, right? Look up, you can't see what the trucker's doing. Well, the police have bought themselves a big rig, and they've been basically driving down the highway, pulling up next to a trucker, looking over, and if they catch them texting, pull them over. This 18-wheeler comes with a paint scheme that looks like the State Highway Patrol, and they have ability. They got lights and everything on it, so that when they pull people over, they're not. They say they can look in SUVs too. So the peeping toms of the Tennessee State Police Department are definitely working to get folks that are texting, give them tickets. So don't be surprised if you're driving in Tennessee and the trucker looks down at you and he's wearing a police officer uniform. Over in Yahoo, there's an article about Windows 8.1. And did you know when you do a search on Windows 8.1, even though you might be searching on your hard drive, it also sends those search results back to Bing? Bing Smart Search works by snooping on the searches you perform on your Windows 8.1 computer. There's no Smart Search in Windows 8. Windows watches as you run local searches. Unless you explicitly search for settings or files, Smart Search bundles up all your search terms and sends them to Bing along with whatever tracking information Windows has at hand. What do you guys think about that? I didn't know that. Now, you can easily flip off Smart Search by going to the PC settings on Windows 8.1 settings menu, choose the Search and Apps menu, and click the Get Search Suggestions and Rev Results from Bing button and turn it to the off position. Otherwise, everything you search on your computer, they're going to feed that data back to Bing. Naughty, naughty Microsoft. You should not be doing that. But it is a default setting, okay? Be aware of that, all right? Well, the sun is really kicking it. Of course, we are on the backside of our peak activity with the sun, but it's not showing any relentless. The fourth significant solar event in 9 days, and may affect navigation and communication systems. I don't know if it did today or not, but basically the flare was the fourth intense one the sun has emitted since October 23rd. And So pretty big blast. It was a classified as an X2.3, more intense than the ones emitted last Friday. They were classified as X.17 and X2.1. And basically, an X2 has twice the impact of an X1 and so forth. The largest X-class flare in this cycle is an X6.9 that erupted on August 9th, 2011. So there's Microsoft folks has opened up a store for glass owners. If you need replacement carrying cases or clear glass or something like that, this stuff is not cheap. Very, very expensive. So, I got a little noise. Where's that coming from? Uh-oh. Guess what I have? The cable that hooks up to my headset? It must be I've run over it. About every 6 months, right? We replace this thing. Because it's down on the floor and I run the stupid thing over with the chair too many times. So I just started hearing it buzz for the first time. That means that I'll have to get me a replacement ordered. All right, the IRS warns that of a telephone, the U.S. IRS is warning folks of a telephone tax scam involving fake caller IDs. So there's a growing tax scam in which fraudsters display an IRS phone number on intended victims' caller ID and demand money. Particularly targeting recent U.S. immigrants, the scanner typically tells the target over the phone that they owe money to the IRS and demands payment via a preloaded debit card or wire transfer. Just remember, the IRS loves checks and money orders. They don't do too many wire transfers unless you're a business. So just be aware they're doing caller ID spoofing. So just be aware that this is out there. Warn the older folks in your family that this is going around. How many of you know about Next? Next Issue is a app, and I was not familiar with this at all. I got totally excited today when I was reading about this. Previously for iPad only, it's basically Netflix for magazines. And for $9.99 to $14.99, you can get unlimited magazines in the magazines that they carry. So if you're a diehard magazine fan, you can get for $9.99 a month unlimited magazines. This is pretty cool. I'm going to check this out because there are a few things I do subscribe to, Scientific American, and a couple others like that I think Consumer Reports and several other magazines I still get. Those are some of the few, but for $9.99 a month, I'll have to look at their offering. But it sounds a much better deal than buying onesie twosies here and there. Was I going to tell you guys something? I'll try to have it in the show notes tonight. Those of you who have a Chromebook or thinking about a Chromebook, I've got an offer for you. You get a free book. I can get you a free Chromebook, okay? And one of our partners, and there's a link on the website. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to it. It's been there for years. And actually, every time that you guys use this link, let me go ahead and scroll down the page here, and let me bring this up for those of you that are watching. There's a link on the website. It says Free Tech Magazines. Now, if you click on that Free Tech Magazine link, it takes you to one of our partners. And this partner, every time you guys go in here, and there's lots of topics, ag, automotive, career, construction, education, finance, food, government, health and medical, life sciences, marketing. Most of these are free free magazines, free trade journals, PDFs, case studies, all kinds of different things that are here. There's even, like right now on the main page, there's this Microsoft Excel 2013 Quick Reference Guide. And all this is basically free. You have to provide them a little information to get that, and you basically click on the link and you can request the guide, and basically you get, and there's different offers. Some of them lead to subscriptions, but most of the basically read the details on it. But all you gotta do is go over to geeknewscentral.com again and click on the link that I'm waiting for the page to load here that says Free Tech Magazines. But I'll have a link up in the show notes tonight that basically turn you guys on to a free Chromebook. This is a very limited time offer. You got to act fast, so don't delay. I don't think I'll put that off to next week because I think it's going to end here in just a few days. So be aware of that, okay? And I'll share more with that with you. And I want to thank our rep over there for basically, he listens to the show. He's a fan of the show. And basically he's been, kind of making some suggestions on some things we can do, and sent me a link to this free Chromebook that's out there. So keep you guys advised on that, okay? Now, strokes are can be one of the most devastating things that happen to any person, and strokes can hit really any time. You don't have to be old. You don't have, and predominantly it happens when you're older. But what happens if you're having issues, and you go to the doctor and they say, oh, you got a blood clot in your brain. What really they do then is they put you on blood thinners and a variety of different things, and basically hope that the blood clot dissolves instead of cutting loose and going down through your heart. And, it basically is not good, right? So they've got this new device that they're testing called Clot Bust ER. And this is a new ultrasonic headset. It's currently in clinical trials to evaluate its safety. The ultrasound can actually break up a congealed mass in an artery, and basically that has already been established. It's basically, you guys know what happens if you ever went to a jewelry store and they clean your jewelry through an ultrasonic jewelry cleaner, and it just basically, it does all kinds of cativation stuff, and it basically takes away the dirt and oxidation that's accumulated on the surface. Well, this is something not desirable that you want going on inside your brain necessarily, but a separate effect known as acoustic streaming is a hallmark of more tame power levels and is the force responsible for agitating the clot. The details involved are still a bit of a mystery, but the results indicate that clots can be dissolved as surely as stones are busted in the kidney. This is huge, 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 huge. And if this really works, this thing's going to be incredible, and it'll be definitely something that's going to be used in the ER, and we'll see where this leads. But very, very cool stuff on what's being developed on the in the medical side. Hey, Microsoft has built a huge Xbox One in Canada to celebrate the upcoming console's launch. This thing was huge. It's like it's in a parking lot. This thing's big. It's just how big? Well, they say it's between 8 and 10 feet high, and it looks like it's filling like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 parking spaces. And we don't know what's going to happen when they open it. Let me scroll down here and show this to you. So obviously this is going to be part of the celebrations of the Xbox One launch on before the November 22nd launch. I don't know if it's going to roll or what the story is, but they're definitely planning here for celebrate the event in Canada. And I don't know if this is in Toronto or Vancouver or where, but the link will be up in the show notes. All right, Prenda Law hacking suit that named ISPs has ended in a total loss. Last year, the copyright toll took a long shot. Now it must pay $70,000. And they tried to sue AT&T and Comcast and a variety of others. Well, that didn't work out so well. So Prenda's going to have to reach into their checkbooks once again if they have any money left and pay that off. Hey, Facebook Q3 results fly past expectations with 60% revenue increase. So stocks was up pre-conference call trading, but when the conference call went down, they basically it went up to like $57, $58, and then it slid back to $48.44 when company officials disclosed that the teenagers are leaving Facebook. They're on Instagram. That's where they're all at. That's where my kids are at. They're not on Facebook anymore. So that took Facebook by surprise. Are we any of us surprised? No, they don't. Kids don't want to be where their parents are, right? You know, they don't want you to tag along. It's just like anything else. They want to have their own little area. So they went all hid on Instagram. That's where they're at. Space gray iPhone 5S steals the show. Gold is America's least wanted. Wow. That kind of goes in face of what was said initially. But apparently, the iPhone 5S is hitting the most in the gray market. Gold and silver. And I think probably what it is most folks don't want to be pompous asses. Gold and silver, that's what movie stars and the elite carry around. That's my opinion. So maybe that's part of it. Hey, if you lived in a small Norwegian town down in a valley, the winter months could suck because this particular town was not getting any sunlight. So they said, hey, let's put some mirrors up in the mountains and let's focus it on the town center. So now this small, remote Norwegian town has mountaintop mirrors that reflect the light on the shady valley town of Rjukan, which has never seen sunlight during the winter. So they're all excited. Pretty cool report. Kind of a cool way to use mirrors. Chief Judge of the Patent Court compares killing bad patents to genocide. And basically, this guy basically said that the patent reform bill is like, we've got a bunch of people that are approving patents in the patent office and a bunch of people that are designed to kill patents. He says this is really backwards. It doesn't make any sense. So this particular chief judge of the patent court, is not super happy with this. But he says, I'm at loss for words to describe just how painfully clueless this is. Frankly, a statement like this should just... So anyway, it's amazing here. But he says, no, this is what Tector responded to me. He said, this is what the judge said. On one side of the PTO, he said you have 7,000 people giving birth to intellectual property rights, while on the PTAB, there will be as many as 300 administrative patent judges acting as death squads, killing property rights. I got to send a text here to Tim, and he just got back from his concert. See email. Okay, so need to copy. Sorry, folks, but I need to respond to him. Need to copy slate to vote as I had updated a database. Updated slate list. Okay, sorry, guys. Man, the concert must have been good. He's getting home at like, oh my God, 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. We're on Sci.org. Let me look how we're doing for time here. We're okay. Sci.org. Could a Milky Way supernova be visible from Earth in the next 50 years? Scientists say there's about a 100% chance that that will happen. Okay, kind of a weird news article. Another article over on Bloomberg Business Week. They're talking about a surge of cheap tablets, saying a bunch of cheap tablets are coming. And this could really make an impact on the iPad market. He says you would know it from these companies' latest tablet launches, all of them well above 200, but there's more that's coming that may break that under $200 level or even be around $100. So we'll see where this goes because a lot of components are catching up in the supply system. Another article is talking about BitTorrent trying to work with the music industry and basically working with the artists and so forth and distributing content, and how BitTorrent's trying to make good with the music industry. Have you guys heard about this barge? There's a barge in New York and there's a barge in San Francisco, and apparently the barge is owned by Google. And a lot of people are saying, what's this barge going to be doing? And they requested some information from the Coast Guard. Coast Guard went over and basically inspected, I guess, and said nothing was wrong with the system. So some people are speculating it could be a floating data center, or, everyone's trying to speculate. There are some rumors, though, that this barge may be towed from city to city and may be something that Google's going to use as a marketing campaign for Google Glass. And I thought this is kind of interesting. It doesn't make much sense to me, but maybe this is Google's way of I don't know. There's a lot of speculation, but one on each coast, and they say it can be towed from city to city. But it's going to be in San Francisco for whatever it's going to be doing first. And Google's not saying for sure, but this is saying on a barge. Barges are huge, right? And not a lot of speculation. So we'll see if anyone really finds out the real deal on this thing. If they're going to use this thing to promote Google Glass, that's an awful big investment for Google Glass. All right, the FAA has officially approved using electronics during all phases of flight. You won't be able to have your phone turned on for making calls, but you will be able to continue reading a book or playing a game. Airlines will roll this out slowly, but the FAA is officially allowing the use of some electronics during takeoffs, landings, and so forth. So for those of you that love using your gadgets all the time, this is forthcoming. You can now finally get a vanity URL for your Google Plus account. I got one for mine. I got one for our TPN page. So you get invited, and you don't get to choose the vanity URL. Mine, I think, is it's Google. Excuse me, it's plus.google.com/plus Todd Cochran is, I think, my personal page. And then the TPN page is plus.google.com/plus TPN TV. So it all depends. They kind of suggest them for you. So you keep your fingers crossed that we get plus.google.com/plus Geek News Central. Time will tell whether or not we get that or not. That particular page has not been updated. Hey, another strange thing about the iPhone 5, the Apple doesn't want developers using the gold iPhone 5s in marketing materials. They want them to use the gray one, which makes me go, So basically some sort of advertising standard they're putting forth for the folks that are basically promoting their products. Hey, Pandora is now on Chromecast. So that's fantastic. It works great on a variety of devices. KL wrote about this today. And so if you're a Pandora user and don't have Chromecast, obviously get one, $35. Google says it's cracking down on third-party Google Voice apps, expanding SMS support to Hangouts early next year. So I don't know who all that's going to affect, but if you're using a third-party app with Google Voice, be aware that they are bringing the hammer down just like Skype has in some of their stuff. Over on Lifehacker, talking about a disk diagnostic program that quickly weeds out unnecessary files on your Mac. This is a big thing with me. I can never figure out how to clean up a hard drive on a Mac. This will be a fantastic program to run on my machines. It really will. You know what I use on the PC? I use Tree Size. You know, that thing really finds all the weird stuff that's in locations I can get rid of and delete. Got to be careful because you can delete too much, but Tree Size is what I use with my PC. I'm geek. I love to manually go in. Of course, Google Play has added new colors for the Nexus 7. So now you can get the Nexus 7 sleeve, the Chromebook sleeve, black, yellow, and gray. And so if you're looking for a sleeve for the Nexus 7, be aware of that. So very cool. So coming soon, you'll be able to order that new sleeve color. And also over on Lifehacker, if you are looking to save some money, there's ways to get your student discount for a long time. And believe me, having a student discount at times can save you some serious cash. It really can. Different universities have different periods in which a student ID stays active. But if you want to buy software, buy it when you're a student, okay? Get in there when it's cheap. All right, that's all the content we got for tonight. Let me go ahead and look here at email, see what we've got that has come in. I don't think there's been a lot of stuff this week. And actually, I got this thing backwards. Again, I got an email from Sam. He said, "Hey, Todd, I've not received any further correspondence regarding Show 900 winners. I received one correspondence from a listener interested in receiving Google Glass. The listener's name is Beep. Jason, we got your application. Happy Halloween and have a great show." Thanks, Sam, for that. Jack sent me an email. Jack says, "Hey, Todd, wow, your rant about Windows 8 on GNC 902 was impressive. I've been using Windows 8 daily since the preview came out and have 8.1 installed now. I have a couple of quick tips that I have learned which might address some of your functions. Boot to desktop. From the desktop, right-click on the taskbar, Properties, Navigation tab. Check the box when I sign in, go to the desktop instead of Start." Beautiful. I was looking all over for that. Thanks for that, Jack. Number 2, The Show Apps View checkbox will bypass the start screen altogether. You may find the other checkboxes interesting too. Customize the start and app screen. Right-click on the background for the options bar to come up on the bottom. Click the Customize icon in the lower right corner, and now you can move the apps around. You can label the groups like video, audio, etc. Click anywhere on the background to get all the... Jack, I want to put a folder there and dump stuff into a folder. Get all those apps consolidated. Can I do that? For the app screen, click on the down arrow on the lower left side of the start menu. One of the options in the navigation bar was for this to be the screen you come to when you press the Windows button. You can sort the order of apps by name. Most used... Yeah, I hate that. That's the part I hate. Sometimes one look is more valuable. So here's a link to a screen capture I did showing the options. So I have that up, and basically you guys can check that out. It's something I'm going to put up on that he's put up on Vimeo for us. So if you want to see how to make Windows 8.1 a little more functional for you, I'll have the video up. So that's all we got for content tonight. I want to thank all of you for being here. Again, consider becoming an insider. An insider can be, you can come in here at 6.7 cents a day, support us at $2 a month. We've had a good influx of insiders over the past month or so. And we're about ready to make some change-ups, and we're going to have a private Google Plus page, okay? A private Google Plus page, and working on kind of getting that going for the insiders. Also, we've got a regular Geek News Central page as well. We want everyone to get on the bandwagon and go over there and follow that page as well. Trying to build up the that presence on that site. We want you guys to interact with us. So what the goal is here, and really is about interactivity and engagement, and you guys sending me stuff that you find is cool. You can still send it to geeknews@gmail.com, but let's use some of these cool things that we have all the time. And, you know, stuff we're on Facebook, we're on Google Plus, and a variety of places. Share stuff to the Geek News Central page, and that will really help all of us get engaged together and have fun and commentary, because really I want to hang out with you guys all the time, every day, 24/7. It's like we're all best buddies. And so feel free to do that. But again, thank you for those of you that become insiders. It is greatly, greatly appreciated, your financial support of the show on a monthly basis. As well, we want to make sure that you remember our crowdfunding for CES, a huge undertaking for us. And we hope that you can continue considering contributing for our crowdfunding at bit.ly/TPN crowd. Don't forget our great deal with GoDaddy, $1, just $1 a month for the website builder, Website Builder 7. And I'll have some links to some videos in the show notes for that tonight as well. But everyone, thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Everyone, take care. Saturday with Callie. It'll be a lot of fun. 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. We take care. We'll see you. Aloha. And those of you on YouTube, the system's going down here in just a few seconds. Thanks for being with us on YouTube tonight. Bye.